Hi, my name is Sandeep Agarwal and I am founder and CEO of Swarna Ventures, a venture that supports startup companies from seed to growth stage. I am here today with two of the great founders from corporate world to the farmers world, Mr. Raghavendra and Mr. Guru Prasad. Here it's a pleasure of opportunity to come along with the Vision Karnataka Foundation team and interact with them in this lovely interaction to know their story in a much more detailed way. The team is here today to discuss about Swarna Raisins, what you have done and how government and Vision Karnataka can take you forward in terms of your journey. So let's start with the general introduction about yourself, who you are, as how did you grow up, and then we'll come to the company and the product.
Yeah, sure. Hello, myself Guru Prasad, and I'm basically by profession mechanical engineer and having around 18 years of experience with corporate industry.
Thank you. My name is Raghavendra. I am a founder and CEO of Swarna Raisins. Having a good corporate career, so I came down to my hometown and started this organization. This organization, we are helping farmers to empower farmers in terms of to get the better value to their produce, and even we are helping them to an extent where we can take their product to a global market. I born and brought up in this from the village where I know how the agriculture works, and even our forefathers have done the agriculture, and even we spent a lot of effort, we spent a lot of time in terms of understanding the agriculture when we grow. That's how we grow here.
Awesome. Great. Wonderful to get your introductions. Let's start about the thought behind this particular. Where did it all started? How did it, the idea came in, and why you wanted to come back to the farming, having a lush job in Bangalore, corporate hub, getting handsome salary, good living.
Yeah.
So what was that thought behind to come back and do something like this?
Yeah, I think we had a very good IT career. When I started this organization, I was supporting good organizations, Happiest Minds, and I was a part of Mindtree, I was a part of Infosys, I was a part of IBM, and I was in UK for almost six to 7 years. Then when I came back here, and the pandemic, the COVID pandemic came in, and that forced us to work from a home, and eventually we had to come down to our hometown where we grew, and I think that's where it connected to the land. As my brother mentioned, so we have grown here and we know the culture, we know the people, and we know how to communicate with the farmer. Communicating with the farmer is different, altogether a different frequency, to be honest with you, because we cannot bring corporate speaking language to them. So we knew that, and it literally helped us. But when we came down here during the pandemic, literally when we saw the current situation of the farmers were struggling. They were producing the world-class raisins, but they did not have a facility where they could kind of process it, market it, and they had no idea. And they they used to produce it, and they used to take it to the market, and where they used to sell it to the produce, but at a very minimal rate. That's something they could get it. But eventually, after wearing corporate hat, we did a lot of research. We connected with NRC Pune, who are premium institute for raisins research, and we connected with multiple good the knowledge with the farmers, because the NRC Pune talks about theory, but practical comes basically from the farmers. So we collaborated these two, and whatever we had for almost 16-17 years, we eventually put it in a one package, and we thought this is what we need to do. Then we put it in a plan, and everything came in, and it's last 4 years we have been literally doing a very good, and so far we have processed around 3,500 to 4,000 tons of raisins, and we were able to add at least 15 to 20% more produce to the farmers. That's something we are very proud of, and even the Swarna Raisins would keep doing regularly.
Awesome, great story actually. And so 2021, the world is facing issues with COVID. World is trying to find out actually what's the next journey, and you are coming back to the farming and you are seeing that. So having identified the problem, what was that vision that you kind of established, where you wanted to see, and what are the first two steps that you took to basically find out a solution and come to that particular conclusion that this is the path, then you want to continue and take it forward.
Yeah, I think thorough research was a key, and connecting with good people like NRC Pune, farmers, and other people who supported during that span of a time. And we visited multiple, such machines, where they already, it was there, but it is at a very smaller scale it was happening. But we thought of bringing a completely different altogether, because we don't want to do what exactly there. So we wanted to do it because we come from a technical background and we know how the corporate is looking at, and how and we had a lot of data in terms of, how the resins work, what is the, theory behind that, it is connected with the Ayurveda, and how it can be eventually be used, and how we can market it. So these are all concepts when we brought it. Then we thought of, let's not put the way the other people have already built it. So let's put it in a different way, so that we can productize it, and we can instead of selling it as a commodity, we can kind of brand it, and we can sell it to the global.
Okay. Having talked about the technology, the process, and the transformation journey that you kind of had in mind when you all started, how much was the link to give back to the society, the impact that you wanted to give it to the farmers? You have seen it from childhood, and how much of that role was played, and how you felt that going forward also that will become an important part in your journey to give back to the society, especially the local and the farmer community here?
Basically, we identified a gap. Whatever the machine existing in our vicinity area, they do not have the high-tech technology machines. And the technology what we are using is the machine we bought it from Germany. And if you compare our machines with that machines, the production also it is around, in terms of monetary benefits, it is 20 to 30% per kg. There is a difference from other machine to our machine. So this is one of the most financial benefit we are giving to the customers, and customers also, farmers also realizing in terms of monetary benefits from last 3 to 4 years. And our attrition rate is very low, and our retention rate is very high. We have connected with around 250 farmers, and our customer base is every year it is increasing. The retention is also high, and the addition of new customers is also high. So this we can tell that the customer is happy, and they want to come to us for the processing and for the harvesting. Another thing, in the around 10-kilometer radius, we have around 5 to 6 machines. Okay, if you go back to the story from the past 4 years, they used to go to that machines, and they used to stay overnight for three nights there, and they do not get the numbers for their harvesting. During that time, the quality of the material will get degraded because of the weather conditions and all. But we are giving the flavor of corporate with agriculture for the rural India. So adding both corporate and the rural India, so we are giving on-time service and on-time delivery that will impact on the quality. So I can say these are the most benefit we are giving to the farmers.
So from a data points point of view, grapes getting sold at 15, 20, 25 rupees in the market. Raisins, before we all started this, maybe selling at 80, 100 rupees. So what is the livelihood or changes that the farmers saw in terms of their living conditions or living particular stuff? What is the enhancement? What is the data point where we can say it's benefiting the farmers now?
Yeah, if you sell grapes in terms of as a table grapes, so you can sell it in the bulk for 25 to 30 rupees per kg, and it is perishable.
Yes.
And you need to see the market immediately, otherwise it will go off. So if you convert that grapes into raisins, it has a life around 7 to 8 months. There is no issue for keeping that raisins. And for 4 kg of grapes, you can convert it to 1 kg of raisins. Okay, now the market for the raisins is right now it is around 340 to 350 rupees per kg for a premium class. If you keep it for a 4 to 5 months, then for the festival season and some spike in the rate you can see, and that you can easily store. Okay. But you cannot easily store the grapes as we can store the raisins. So by processing the grapes into the raisins is one of the best. If you compare direct selling grapes other than
So you can comfortably say there is a 5x value
Yes.
difference
Yes.
from their livelihood and stuff like that.
Just adding to that, whenever we convert grapes into raisins, right, it is another product, to be honest with you, and that product has its own capabilities. That's something we can use it in health benefits.
Okay.
But as a grapes, if you eat it, it has its own health benefit. If you are dehydrating, you can eat the grapes. That serves the purpose. But if they are converted into raisins, right, naturally they get their own health
Enhancements.
benefits, enhancement. That's something people can utilize it. I mean, we have seen people, it is an antioxidants. It provides the antioxidants. It gives a better energy at if you eat a 30-40 grams in a just one go, it will immediately boost your energy. And this is something very good. That's something we can suggest for airlines actually. If you are an international traveler, you get some food that's something you may not be interested to eat. But if it gives you, because it's 18-19 hours of a journey, long journey, and if it is just a 30-40 grams, if served 2 times, you'll get your energy reboosted. So this is a very good product. That's something airlines we can try, and other travelers, and even kids. Even mom can give smaller pouch into the kids, because they
So you're
play.
trying to bring the old Indian habits
Absolutely,
back into
absolutely,
that, right?
absolutely.
Coming out of the McBurgers and
Yes,
pizzas of
yes,
the world, and
yes.
then bringing that particular
Yes,
thing back.
yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Actually.
Yeah.
So coming into the market, actually, how do you feel India as a producer of raisins work? Is there any data points that you guys have collected in terms of where this is, how much India exports, and where is this opportunity? Of course, taking an India brand, now that you have created a Swarna Raisins as a brand,
Yes.
taking it definitely outside India aligns with our PM's theory of make in India and process in India and take it to the world.
Yeah.
So how do you think you have those data points, and how much readiness you have for those journeys?
See, if you look at the data points, India is the 3rd largest grower globally, but it is 6th at exporter. So there is a huge gap, and there are 2 Sunmade, and there is one more Turkey brand. They are leading global exporter, and they are, instead of selling this product as a commodity, they are selling it as a brand. They are adding a value. Once we make it a brand, it comes with a value. On top of that, it has the brand value. It has a lot of value addition. It comes because it is FSSI tested, NABL lab tested, FDA approved. Because if you sell it as a commodity, and no one guarantee whether it has been tested or not, but brand gives that guarantee. So that's where Swarna Raisin comes into a picture. So we did, after doing a thorough research, we could see that India is selling it as a commodity, but we wanted to sell it as a
India brand. Next India
so that our vision is very clear, to fill that gap, to take our Indian farmer produce for raisins to a global market as a brand. That's something add a value to the consumers.
So coming to financials, I just saw your balance sheet and found out that you're reaching about a 1 CR right now actually, and that's too local in terms of that. And once it goes branding, probably there is a 10-20 crore kind of business that you can generate on this, right? So if we have to take this into a 500 crore, 1000 crore kind of company, what are the thoughts that you have in terms of taking it? Do you want to continue with raisins? Is there any other thought that you want to take it up to create more value add and bring much more efficiency as well as value for the farmers and the ecosystem here in terms of that? So is any more thoughts around the business expansion?
Yes, we have to look at a bigger picture now. So from last 3-4 years, we solved the problem what farmers had, and even we are definitely added a lots of value, and even we are building a brand. That's something we can take it to the global market. Now, if you are looking at 500 or 1000 crores of the company, then we have to look at the ABO structure. So where we need to bring in all the farmers, we need to bring the other subsidiaries, the help, that's something we can extend to farmers. These are all things we need to bring in a one umbrella, so that the first one is customer acquisition cost would reduce. Once we tap in the farmer at the first
What
step.
about the resin based products actually? How does that add value?
Yes, so just not raisins actually. We are working on even doing the R&D for resin based allied products.
Okay.
So we are already in R&D. So there are 2 products R&D we are doing, and we are testing that product in Nasik, and we have got a very good feedback from the people. So that we have to
Can you
commercialize.
detail a little bit more about this product? What are the things that you are thinking about?
Yes, one is the resin kombucha. That's the one. That's a carbonated product we are talking about. And there is a one more resin cooler. That's something, it will become resin water kind of a thing. So resin water has its own Ayurvedic benefits. Similarly, these two will become lifestyle product for us. This could be a good hero products going forward for Swarna Raisins.
Changing the lifestyle benefits beyond Coca-Colas and
Yes.
Thumbs Up and stuff, and getting a good quality drink outside into the market and stuff. What about the kids actually? We are thinking about some healthy bars or something actually. How does we bring that culture of having nutrition foods to our family, and especially the growing kids? Because nowadays you feel that the kids are pretty much on a fast food particular mechanism.
Yes, it's very good question, because we ourselves are having kids. We know that they go school in the morning and they come back by the time 4:30 in the evening. They need definitely a energy break in between. One is carrying a small pouch is one addition. On top of that,
So I see some pouches.
yes, yeah, these are the small pouches. That's something they can carry in the maybe in the tiffin box, and they can carry in a pocket. That's something they could use it during their break. When they go out, they play, they come, they can have it. And apart from that, there are a lot of R&D. We have listed around 8 to 12 products. So those we talked about are literally in R&D. Those are being tested. They are in a testing phase. But there are other products like an energy bar. That's something we wanted to try, and even we eventually tried in a home. That it's there are a lot of research going on there, because it's naturally it has the tendency of khatte bolte hain na, khatteness, that coming through. How we can reduce that kind of a thing we need to work. We need to definitely work on those R&Ds, and we need to bring those all bars. That something can be utilized here.
Now, I would like to add one more thing. So, in the home also we are doing some research on the energy bar, how to produce energy from the raisins, and we tried also including the pumpkin seeds and almonds and black and golden raisins. So, the taste was good. And still the research is going on there for increasing how to increase the shelf life of that energy bar. So that is under research, and we are doing on that energy bar.
Great, good to understand all this particular stuff. Now that from Vision Karnataka, Vision Foundation, the Karnataka, which focuses more beyond Bangalore in terms of creating the ecosystem, creating the clusters, creating the hubs, creating the startup entrepreneurship and stuff. So what would be your key ask with respect to the support that would require from Government of Karnataka, especially for a region like this, as well as the Vision Karnataka Foundation? So what would be the kind of support that you would expect from the government?
We literally thank you for you being a part of this Sutra Nova, and you are kind of very closely connected and working with Vision Karnataka. That brings a lot of value to us, and it opens the new avenues for us, because government is working. I mean, we could see that we spoke to main leadership team in the Vision Karnataka. We could see that there are a lot of possibilities. That's something we could work out, but we'll have to look at the bigger picture, and we'll have to rework and reframe our working model, how we can take it to the global in a better way. And definitely there are a lot of benefits. We definitely get it, but we will work towards that, and we'll work closely with the Sutra Nova and Vision Karnataka, so that we get benefit out of it, and we take it to the global market.
So what's your one-liner vision for the audience here and for all the listeners as an entrepreneur, and especially from an agri-entrepreneur coming back and doing it? What would be your key message to the upcoming youth and terms like that, right? What they should look at it, and what's the message?
All the people or the youth who are working outside their villages or their native places, they should focus what they actually growing or in their specific
local
areas,
space.
and
Okay.
that should be put it in a global market.
Okay.
So youth should attract towards agriculture, and it has the same. You can bring the same lifestyle what you are spending in the Pune or Bangalore while doing
Bring
the
it back
corporate
here.
business.
Yeah.
So the same lifestyle you can lead in your native place also.
Okay. Anything to add?
Yeah, I think youth should look at what perspective they can bring in. I always believe that education is must and should.
Yeah.
We need to have a basic education. You do engineering, you do MBA, you do BA, BCom, whatever it is. But skill plays an important role. You need to identify what skill is that and how you can maneuver that skill and how you can make it globally, you can use it. And if you identify that and channelizing that will not be any problem. Yeah.
So I can take it for granted that you will become some kind of a mentors for this particular region to take it forward and create more youths. And I also heard the story about some of these products. You are creating a local entrepreneur system through this particular product, so that the individual people can have their sweet small products which can be part of this larger ecosystem that we can.
Yeah, just adding to that, even this dealership programs
Okay.
are a self entrepreneurial
Yes.
models actually. So we are introducing slowly, actually we channelizing that. Whoever comes, we are negotiating in a such a way that you be a face of this. You make a direct purchase from us, and you
Sell it
take
to the local
sell it to the local, so that you start earning out of that.
And
So
this is a very good thing for a woman empowerment also, actually,
Yeah.
because then women can do it at sitting at home.
Correct.
Get the packages and then basically translate into businesses,
Yes.
even at metro cities.
Absolutely.
That could be a game changer.
Yes.
So let's talk about this place, Athani. When I came actually 2 years back, Athani was an unknown place to me. To be frank, actually, Bangalore, I born and brought up in Pune area, came to Bangalore. Athani was like completely unknown area. Somewhere near Belgavi, it's there and stuff like that. So let's talk about Athani actually. How is this particular step and what is this grape ecosystem in this particular place? So the people know about Athani as a region.
Yeah. So one is, I'm very proud about Athani, because in college days everyone used to call it as we are from Athens.
Oh, nice.
So that's the how we used. I mean, in engineering college, if you go to our classmates and you talk about, right, we used to call them we are from Athens. So Athani is a very good place, and here Ekkanji is a small place, but where the ecosystem is a such a way that which is completely made for a raisin or grapes cultivation. And in the same vicinity where we are currently now, so we are having around 250, one village, 250 acres of almost around 170 hectares of grapes cultivation happens here, and every year around 800 to 1000 tons of raisin comes out of this one village. And we are having such an infrastructure, 4-5 village people will come here, so the scope is very big for us, but the accommodation needs a lot of effort, so that's something we are working on that.
So coming to the distribution model, and of course, you want to have different types of distribution model. One is of course doing a loose selling actually from a B2B perspective, actually the white labeling perspective and stuff. So what kind of customers that you want to give a clarity on, so that you can get to those audiences as part of your market penetration onto that. So if you can talk about various channels of your growth, we can actually talk to our audience about it.
Yeah, we are open to do the wholesale and retail.
B2B side,
Yeah, B2B and B2C also.
Okay.
And in terms of white labeling also, we are open to all these three options.
So any percentages, like you want to do certain percentage with B2B and still create the brand value and then create it, so anything specific?
Yeah, I think that mix really helps us, because B2B always is a higher ticket side, and D2C brings that brand value,
brand recognition,
recognition. So even if we try to channelize in a B2B, someone would be interested to know what Swarna Raisins is. That's something we could create by D2C. So at this point in time, 80-90% is the almost a B2B, and only 10% because we're not spending more effort in terms of building that as a brand. Whatever is happening now, this is just word of mouth. People know it, and it is coming from a place where the world-class raisins are produced. On that basis it's going through, but now we will put a more effort and doing that. And white labeling, yes, definitely going forward we want to see 35 percentage that combination distribution. Then that can be a good thing, and exporting at international market and a global market, because we want to be a global leader from a raisins point of view from India.
Brand from India.
Brand from India.
And the Swarna name actually, the Belgavi as a major cluster and Athani as a smaller cluster within that.
Yeah.
How does the Belgavi Swarna Sauda and Sauda Swarna Raisins collate actually, and what you want to derive from it?
He suggested the name actually, Swarna suggested by him actually.
People usually nowadays very getting closer to the Sanskrit names. Swarna means
Golden.
gold.
Yes.
And the raisin color is also
gold.
That resembles Swarna. So that thought came to my mind, and I suggested.
And also
Swarna.
promoting Belgavi as a region, as a cluster for an export. So tomorrow if it really creates a brand, you'll have that Belgavi brand also going to the world market.
Suvarna Valley, I think. Suvarna Valley. I mean,
so after Silicon Valley of Bangalore, there is a Swarna Valley of Belgavi, and then Swarna Raisins going out of that. Wonderful actually. So let's talk about the farmers as a last question about how does this farmers see the benefit, the ecosystem that you are trying to create, and really create a model that any other cluster in the region or beyond this region can create, right? So what is that model, and what's your dream from that giving back to the society from a farmer's point of view?
farmers played a very important role in our success story, because though we had a good education, understanding, connecting with the economists, connecting with the NRC and all the theories, but getting the practical knowledge from the farmers. I think most of the agri startups, they failed because they were imposing technology on the farmers, but they never integrated farmers in the technology. I think that's what we are trying to do it here, and it's a win-win situation for both. Farmers are getting their good value to their produce, because every kg they are getting 15 to 20 rupees more.
So that,
yes. And if that can change for the better purpose, then why don't we take it to the next level? So this is a win-win situation for us. So, and we add a value to this because we do a lot of re-engineering on it. When we purchase from our farmers, right, we rewash it, we re-clean it, and we make it a size sorting, and then we add a lot of values on top of that. And for that value, we go to the market. We have a different market setup. So this is like a one channelized, and top of that, as I think we forgot to mention, we control farmers growing. We have a manufacturing control, because farmers, how we grow, we control it, and how we manufacture it, we control it, and we are building a brand, and we control the entire ecosystem, end-to-end process.
So that farm to fork,
which
was basically just a technology gimmick.
Correct.
But people used to have it. Here it's a real example of a farm to fork product getting out.
Yes, and just adding to that, we want to give an experience to our consumer. Whatever, say for example, if you want to come to our farm and want to eat raisins, right? The similar kind of impression we want to give. The same product we want to send it to the product. No addition, nothing, no gimmick on it, just whatever the nature gives, give it to the end user with the cleaning. It needs to be hygiene enough to eat it, right? Whatever the FSSI says. So we add that value and we give it to the end consumer. So that's what we are planning.
We talked about the product, we talked about the brand actually, and the whole thing which is residing on a clear foundation of farmers. Let's talk about them. So how do you feel that the happiness, the environment, the livelihood is affecting the farmers, their whole journey of that, working with you guys very closely actually, in terms of actually their day-to-day life is kind of attached to this, what is happening in this particular village. So how do you see this farmer's happiness getting a different meaning into that, and what's your real focus and vision to enhance that?
Yeah, in the day-to-day life, we are every day we are connected with our farmers, and as I said, we are connected with the 250 plus farmers, and we have
their families.
Yeah, families also, and we have our separate WhatsApp group, and we do communicate on a regular basis with respect to the grape cultivation and whatever the cartels they have in the Sangli. Usually the farmers do not sell directly in the market, and it is a systematic market is there. They have own cartels, and the farmer cannot be a part of that cartel. So through our system, he can go to that cartel and
Awesome.
he can
Directly sell.
directly sell their products into that market. And we are also connected with that cartel, and we have around 15 to 20 cold storages in our network, and the customer is free to go any cold storage through us.
Okay.
That is the one good point. And another one, in the WhatsApp group, every day, weekly twice, there will be auction for the raisins in the Sangli with respect to the cartels. And after every auction, they send a message. So for this farmer has got this price, this farmer has got this price, and that boosts
The other farmers
the
also.
other
too.
farmers.
Okay.
And they communicate, how did you get this price?
Correct.
So they tell our sorting and cleaning was
Yes.
very good.
Okay.
Because of that, we got this price. Okay, and that is the happiness that we see on the customer face, and they are bringing other farmers to us.
Absolutely.
So our addition of farmers, customer base is increasing day by day. So that is one of the things.
We have seen that live. In fact, actually, we went there
Yeah.
together, and the person
Saw
who
the difference, right?
yes, we saw the difference actually, and that was, I don't want to take price.
Yeah.
Actually, it was sold at X, but the person who was kind of got all the facility from Swarna Raisins, it was X plus 25% on that.
Wow.
So that literally, when we saw him, we did a mistake. So we could have come here.
And another thing, the people working in the cold storage, they used to tell, Swarna leke aao,
Sarna leke aao, but dabba sarna ko dabbe leke aao. Yeah.
We literally seen that system.
While
And I'm sure actually when your business increases and stuff like that, farmers are going to benefit more because then they don't have to worry about this selling and all. Pretty much you'll be the buyer, the extensive buyer in the whole region actually, which that can be channelized better.
I would like to add one more point. If the farmer has done the harvesting in other machines, the waste is
yes,
in the
significantly more than what
more than our machine. So after the harvesting, they used to spend around 8 to 10 days. After the harvesting, they used to manually do the cleaning of
Segregation.
segregation. Again, in the waste also they found some raisins, and that also A-class raisins and B-class raisins. They used to segregate manually, but our machine
With the machines.
zero wastage.
Okay.
They do not go for manual sorting
Segregation.
after the harvesting. Everything will be harvested. Everything will
So
be
it's a time save,
Yeah,
it's
it's a money.
basically money save,
yes, everything.
is the whole effort that goes behind that save that
and literally people who were doing manual sorting, they came to our house and they said we could have come to your
place
press
and
machine.
then got that
Yeah, because we had spent almost 8-10 days just doing the manual
now they
sorting.
can spend more family time and
This
get
is the
this
more
particular thing.
happiness what we could
It's-
see from this.
It's like a peace of mind. Once you've done the harvest, oh, Baba,
Done
everything
it.
is done.
Done.
Oh, if they go for another machine, they think that, अरे बाबा ये अभी करना है, manual harvesting करना है, अभी तो waste में भी resins आया है.
Awesome. So awesome. That is nice. So I think see the journey change in terms of the farmers, right? I think they are not increasing the happiness, but their future thing is to build that centralized place here for the community to get all their problems resolved, whether it's a banking system, a credit system, an ecosystem. So they can become the center from Vision Karnataka point of view, where this place can get the uplift, not only for the products, but every other, the insurance, health, education for the kids, and of course the increasing the value-based products with the agri-entrepreneur kind of ecosystem they want to develop. So great product. I think we heard about Swarna Raisins, we heard about how this particular brand the founders are making, and how this coming from an urban understanding, urban knowledge, bringing back to rural, and why a healthy product from a current India standpoint, where Make in India, Build in India for the world is taking shape, not just in technology, but we have another example here where an agri product is actually getting to a global market. Great. Thanks a lot, Raghav and Prasad. It was nice talking to you, and I'm sure there will be big journeys ahead.
Yes.
Vision Karnataka definitely wants to support. Kishore Jagirdar himself is here,
Yeah.
along with his own team, and I'm sure I think it will be a wonderful association.
Yes.
And if we can create something for this wonderful city, village, and be proud of a rural entrepreneur going into a global stage, I think the world will have another example to see.
Yes.
So great talking to you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Same
And
here.
it was a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you.